Hello, everyone. This is Eric.
And this is Cindy.
Today, we're going to bring you a Filipino concept called suffering in silence. This is something that's deeply rooted in the Filipino culture. An example of that would be if your neighbor's dog is barking and the dog is constantly barking for hours at a time, and no one does anything about it, no one says anything about it. So, as an American, I would simply be willing to write a letter and post it on the neighbor's door, asking them to uh, please, do they mind controlling the dog or keeping the dog from barking, especially because we have some people that are working from home and they may be disturbed or might have a problem with that. And there's also people who like to sleep in the mornings, and that could be a problem. So that's the American way to handle things. But in the Philippines, people will simply ignore it, or they won't ignore it because they'll tell you, oh, do you hear that dog barking? Oh, it's really aggravating me. I can't stand it. But they won't say anything to the neighbor to avoid any conflict. They simply don't want, they go out of their way to avoid conflict. Would you agree with that, Cindy?
Yes, because it actually happens to us.
Well, how about giving us an example as well, Cindy, of this type of behavior?
Yeah, let's say example. Actually, it happens to us. So, for Filipinos, it's like we're used to the noise, and or like they just simply don't tell the owner of the dog because, yes, Eric has mentioned earlier, to avoid conflict, just like what happened to us. Eric write a note. We posted it to our neighbor's door, and the response was horrible. Like, I was the one who's wrong. I was called stupid, bad. I didn't translate it. It was actually some part of the letter. The reply from the neighbor was in Bisaya and English in our own dialect or language. I didn't translate it to him because it wasn't for him, it was for me. So I was the one who gained enemy because of that. And they don't understand you. You know, they've been used to that noise, so they don't care. Well, it aggravated us because I work from home and I have customers on the phone. So it is really crucial.
Yes. Another example is you go out to a restaurant and let's say you order your eggs well done. All right. The waiter will come back, the eggs, you stick them and they're runny.
Several
Now,
times it happens.
the American way, of course, and the way I handle it is to send it back to the kitchen right away and, uh, and ask for it to be redone, recooked.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed that there will be sometimes in the Philippines, this happens to a Filipino, they will simply eat it even though it's been incorrectly cooked. And they will try to avoid the conflict of even embarrassing a waiter.
Yes, that's true. And just less hassle. The food's there, just eat it, even though it's not the way you like it to be cooked.
Yes. And I think you have one, honey, about the
Oh yes.
taxi. Oh,
Yeah, suffering in silence. This is a very good example, especially for those people who ride public transportations. Let's say example, you're in a jeepney and that jeepney have big O speakers surrounded or in it, and of course they're gonna use it. The music is gonna be so loud, so not a lot of people are happy about it. Maybe some, maybe they're in a good mood, especially if these jeepney drivers play the uplifting song. But some of the people are not happy. They just sit there, get to where they're going, and just suffer. Because they can't say anything. Like, maybe, for an instance, like, somebody's on the phone or something like that. But as much as possible, they will avoid that journey. But one good example as well was, this was like 2017, 2018. We weren't really residing here. We just come to visit. And back then, we were using this Uber, Grab taxi. So we were inside the taxi. And I know Eric has been telling me about his pet peeves, like no teeth sucking, no finger, what do you call this one?
I don't know. I don't know what you call
Clicking.
it. Clicking on the
Um,
nails.
This driver, I guess that was like after lunch. He probably just finished eating lunch, and he's there with a toothpick. We're going, blah blah blah. And while we're in transit, he was just like, we're sitting in the back. Eric keeps on pinching my hand like this because he's telling me that, oh my god, this guy is aggravating me right now. And I was trying to, tell the guy, if it's okay to stop it. I was the one who's embarrassed to even ask for it because we don't usually do that. But the driver still keeps on doing it because that's what he's used to do. And nobody has ever asked him to stop it until we get into his taxi. But Eric didn't actually be able to keep it cool. So he said, pull over. Pull over. So either way, if you want to get to your destination and just suffer in silence, yes, you can. But if you can't take it, you have to say something. But only most of the people who have the guts to say so are the foreigners or the people who's not used to doing the suffering in silence here.
Yes, and that's what we wanted to bring you, that tidbit of cultural information. In case you get here and you're sitting here with a Filipino and you're having a meal or you're in a taxi or something and you're riding around and you're noticing that they're not complaining about anything, and even though they hear some very uh, obtrusive sounds going on, they won't complain.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think is behind that cultural difference? Why is it that people don't want to avoid? They want to avoid conflicts here so badly.
Yeah, as you have heard, everybody's saying that Filipinos are very friendly, they're very accommodating, hospitable. And in some ways, that particular suffering in silence is one of our talents. Like, that makes us unique as well, like very patient people. And just, okay, you poke us, we'll just let you poke us until we get full. Well, a lot of people will, say something, but most of the Filipinos just do as it is, suffer in silence mode.
Well, that's it, folks. That's today's tidbit, and we hope you enjoy the information. I want to make sure that if you like the content, to hit the like button and also subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button so that you don't miss any of our videos. And if you have any comments, you can leave those down below.
Thank you so much for watching, and till the next video.
Thank you. This is Eric.
And Cindy,
Goodbye.
signing off.